This bushy medicinal plant has been used by indigenous cultures of the Andes Mountains in South America for millennia. And for centuries, authorities have been trying to root out this potentially dangerous plant to nip the illicit drug it produces in the bud. This is the coca plant.
Hey, I'm Tasha the Amazon, and you're watching Floralogic. Today we're talking about Erythroxylum coca, otherwise known as the coca plant. This plant is famously the first word in the world's most popular soft drink, and infamously the source of the illegal drug cocaine.
Cocaine is derived from the Peruvian coca plant. It is strongly addictive.
Coca is a shrub that grows to be 2 to 3 meters tall and prefers to grow in hot, damp climates. It has small white flowers that mature into red berries. While cultivated today in Africa, South America, and Southeast Asia, it is native to the Amazon and eastern slopes of the Andes Mountains.
The leaves of the coca plant are actually quite nutritious, chock full of vitamins, minerals, fiber, and even protein. And of course, cocaine. Lots and lots of cocaine.
This psychoactive alkaloid is derived from coca leaves, which can be harvested 3 or 4 times a year and are ready to pluck once they break when bent. After they're picked, the leaves are laid out in thin layers to dry in the sun. From there, the leaves are processed to extract the drug.
Cocaine is the most prominent alkaloid among a host of others in the coca plant. Alkaloids are naturally occurring organic molecules that humans can't seem to get enough of.
Other alkaloids we just can't seem to quit are caffeine, mescaline, nicotine, and morphine. Even relatively harmless piperine, which gives black pepper its unique bite, is right there beside the salt on tables around the world.
Despite it being illegal to grow coca there, Colombia is the biggest producer of cocaine in the world. Coca is also indirectly a reason why hippos are invasive there, but we'll talk about them in another episode.
In the 90s and 2000s, the Colombian government even went as far as to dust coca crops with an herbicide from planes, until the program was halted in 2015 after discovering these crop-killing chemicals were likely carcinogenic.
But other efforts to root out coca plants are still alive and well today.
The US, the world's top country for cocaine consumption, agreed together with the Colombian government back in 2019 that they would team up to eradicate 100,000 hectares of coca.
Peru and Bolivia, where limited amounts of coca plants are legal to grow for traditional uses like chewing and tea, are also major producers of this non-traditional drug.
The first attempts to eradicate coca date back to the Spanish invaders, who disapproved of the use of this devil's leaf, since it stood in the way of their plans to forcibly Christianize indigenous populations. But it wasn't until 1961, during the Single Convention on Narcotic Drugs, that the United Nations prohibited all non-medicinal uses of the coca plant.
All narcotics and dangerous drugs have legitimate medical uses. Many are indispensable for pain-killing and sleep-producing properties. But in the hands of the addict, their use is perverted to secure an escape from reality.
Based on today's booming illicit cocaine industry 60 years later, that convention didn't seem to have much sway. In 2020, the cocaine industry racked up more than $11 billion in sales that we know of.
And then the profits really start. As the narcotic is passed from the big dealers to the smaller dealers, and finally to the retailers, it is diluted and rediluted. This dilution process is termed cutting, and is usually done with milk sugar.
But coca is more than just this one highly addictive, high-profile product. Andean cultures of South America have a long-standing human-plant relationship with coca.
Archaeological findings show that these indigenous groups have cultivated coca for around 8,000 years.
Laborers used to hold a wad of coca leaves in their cheeks to suppress hunger and give them the strength and endurance to work long hours at high altitudes and low temperatures. Even today, for highland cultures of Peru, chewing coca leaves is still widely practiced, and coca is used to celebrate milestones, serve as gifts and offerings, and used for divination and healing.
Researchers have found lots of evidence that coca was always an extremely valuable and important crop for native cultures of the Andes Mountains.
It's been found in burial sites, depicted in religious iconography, and its high status was frequently mentioned by Spanish invaders. Coca was highly valued and even controlled by the Incan Empire, so much so that there is evidence that an entire population was resettled to tend to this crop.
In the Incan Empire, coca use was restricted to the nobility, but a few exceptions were made, including for victims of child sacrifice.
A coca quid, a small bundle of leaves, was found in 1999 clenched between the teeth of an Incan child sacrifice victim. This girl, known as the Yuyayako Maiden, was one of 3 children found frozen solid for around 500 years in a shrine at over 6,500 meters on Volcan Yuyayako in Argentina. Analysis of their hair samples showed that all of them had been supplied with coca for up to a year before their deaths.
On a lighter note, you can't talk about coca without also mentioning the question that still circulates on conspiracy sites and schoolyards alike. Did Coca-Cola ever contain cocaine?
And whatever sport you enjoy, wherever you are, there's another friendly member of the family that is always with you. A trusted friend of many years standing. Pure, wholesome, delicious, ice-cold
Cocaine.
When it was first developed in 1894, Coca-Cola was marketed as a medicine. While cocaine was legal at the time of Coca-Cola's development in the late 1800s, no one at the company will go as far as to admit that this family-friendly drink used to contain now illicit drugs.
So while Coke never contained, Coke, extracts from the coca plant were part of the original recipe. Whether or not Coca-Cola currently contains coca extract is unknown, since the mysterious components of its natural flavors remain a heavily guarded secret.
Coca-Cola. Always pure, always wholesome, always welcome. Always a trusted old friend. For as someone once said, old friends are best.
So what should we talk about next? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for new episodes every week. Bye.
Nothing was going to happen to me, but before I knew it, I was hooked.
Despite it being illegal to go based on today's booming, boom, 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 boom. Extremely valuable. Researchers have found lots of evidence that coca was always Researchers have found lots of evidence that fill in the blank. What have they found? I don't know. Read a book, and I won't have to tell you. Get off the internet and read a book. Whether Coca-Cola contains extracts from the coca plant today is unknown. As the whether Coca-Cola contains extracts from the plant. I'm ready for this. I can do it. I am worthwhile. I am a good speaker. I can say my lines. Here we go. So while I lied. I couldn't do it. Whether whether or not Coca-Cola currently contains Coca-Cola. I'm having a seizure with these words. Whether or not oh my God. My best friend wrote this script to spite me. She wrote it because she hates me. So while Coke never contained, Coke, extracts from the coca plant were part of the original recipe. Whether or not Coca-Cola currently contains coca extracts is unknown, since the mysterious components of its natural flavors remain a heavily guarded secret. Give me a prize! I get a prize!